Okay, as we continue on, there's some other ideas here, right? So influencer marketing, guys, this whole industry is just out of control right now. Represents 16.4 billion in 2022. Instagram was preferred social media channel for influencers. Video ads is the top performing format on Facebook. Micro influencers are making a bigger impact. Influencer generated content performs better than branded posts, right? So this comes back to kind of the credibility question. So as you think about influencer marketing, how does influencers apply to your business? Do you have influencers? The answer is you probably do, right? Now, sometimes those influencers are maybe just your customers, and you know, there's things you could use as influencers. But a lot of times they're people of authority that have a following in the niche or industry you care about, right? Guess what? These guys have a lot of power. The reason why it's growing so fast is because it generates revenue. If you remember, it was the second most trusted source besides kind of the referral and word of mouth, right? So it was like word of mouth, and then basically somebody who's an influencer saying, hey, you should do this thing, right? And there's a huge whole creator economy, and you could go on and on. In the product world, you know, where you're selling physical products, influencers have a lot more impact than maybe you think in the service world. Although, if you've ever even seen on LinkedIn or other in the service, and somebody who has a large following, when they say something or there's something controversial, you could see a post go viral, and guess what? The world changes, right? And so there's a lot of power in influencer marketing. Display advertising is another way that you can get out there and promote your service. So this, we're talking about the Google Display Network. We're talking about Facebook's audience network. LinkedIn has an audience network. Apple advertising, ad knowledge, Leadbull. What we're talking about are these ads that are often on like news and media sites, or you know, you see them kind of on the side or on the top. You guys all have seen these ads, right? If you can get this right and get your targeting down, this can actually be really effective. At Lendio, what we were able to do is we actually identified specific sites that were finance-related sites. And we basically just narrowed all of our advertising down onto just these sites. And suddenly what we saw was just this huge uptick in lead volume at a really low cost, right? And so you can use these display networks if you can get the targeting and the messaging right to really expound and compound what you're doing. Having said that, you could also lose a lot of money if you don't do that right? Because you're just going out and spending on clicks of people that really aren't in your market or in your audience. Video is becoming more and more prevalent, right? So online video ads, in YouTube, for example, there's a bunch of ways you can do it. You can do skippable video ads, non-skippable video ads, bumper ads, overlay ads, display ads, sponsor cards. There's a bunch of ways you can kind of sponsor videos. But video is becoming more and more a medium for getting the message out, right? Facebook, we talked about Facebook, the best ad platform is video. If you don't have a video, it's hard to promote a video, right? And so, you know, that might be a first step in that is getting a video and using that video, but it's very effective. What's really interesting is the evolution of marketing. Has anybody heard of Mountain before? MNTN, Mountain. So they're taking this a really interesting approach where they can actually now show your YouTube video, your Facebook video on places like Hulu or Peacock, or you know, these streaming services. They can actually retarget your website visitors and show you on live TV their ad, right? So now suddenly the TV has become a targeted medium for them to do. Great example here, a Pattern, which is one of our clients, they did an event called an e-commerce acceleration event. Guess what? I visited Pattern, and part of this, I suddenly started seeing their e-commerce acceleration event while I'm watching Peacock streaming service, right? Now, you might say, well, why would they advertise on Peacock? Guess what? They were advertising to me, right? Because it was a retargeting ad. And they said, hey, Jesse, I know you visited the site, so I'm going to go and show you this ad on your television. And so it's really changed the game about how you can use TV. So you can use your video ads in a lot of formats, right? You can use them on YouTube, you can use them on social media, and you can use them on television, right? So you can, if you have a really good ad, you can promote it in a lot of different ways. Okay, take a few more minutes. We're gonna take 2 minutes on this exercise. But just thinking about display ads and influencers and video, how can you better leverage those to promote your services, right? So who are some influencers in your industry? What videos could you use to promote your services? How can video improve your overall marketing strategy? What networks or categories are relevant to your business if you're on the display side? Let's take 2 minutes and just think through that.